So as of 2019, the U.S. federal government had 645,000 vehicles.
That's 245,000 civilian vehicles, 173,000 military vehicles, and 225,000 postal vehicles.
President Biden announced last Monday his Buy American order, which will include a plan to require the entire federal fleet to become electric. He said the federal government also owns an enormous fleet of vehicles, which we're going to replace with clean electric vehicles made right here in America by American workers. This will be the largest mobilization of public investment in procurement, infrastructure, and R&D since World War II.
This will be achieved through a cash for clunkers type of deal by 2040.
Now, Biden has also set a goal of building 500,000 new public chargers by 2030, and this is a big deal.
This is essentially the first time that an American president has called for a full electrification of the federal fleet.
Yeah. And I mean, I just want to point out what this actually means so we can wrap our heads around it. So if we picture a fleet of over 600,000 cars and assume they last about 10 years, that means that every year the U.S. government is going to need to buy about 60,000 cars. So that gives you some idea of what they're going to be buying. And if they want to buy all American, then we're looking at Tesla, Rivian, Workhorse, GM, Ford, Lordstown, maybe Lucid, and maybe VW, because VW does build some stuff here. But apart from that, I don't think there's too many other electric cars that I can think of that are made here. So that's a small group of companies with very few electric cars to choose from, other than Tesla has a bunch. So my first question is, if they're going to start to look to buy about 60,000 vehicles in the next, let's say, 12 months, where are they going to buy them from?
That's an excellent question. I think that this could be the play for GM and Ford to kind of step in and be like, we're American, we'll build whatever you want, and it's taxpayer delight. The government will pay whatever we set the price at, so that's what they're going to do.
I think this is more of a play for Workhorse. Remember that there were 6 companies competing for the U.S. Postal Service contract. 2 of them have dropped out. Workhorse is left in the group, and they're one of the only ones that has American workers and electric cars. And so that's, I think, why their stock shot up on Tuesday from $24 a share to about $35 a share.
Now, I have a question about military vehicles. You said that there were about 173,000 military vehicles. Now, are we talking about tanks and armored personnel carriers?
No, we're actually talking about just what needs to drive people around, just regular, boring, four-wheel sedans.
And they drive these into battle?
No, they just, drive them around to get from the Pentagon to a meeting.
And then back to the military base or something like that. Okay, so we're not talking about tanks.
No, I mean, there are tanks, but that's not what he's going to electrify at the moment.
Okay, so that's later.
Hopefully there'll be electric tanks, yes. Hey everybody, thanks so much for watching Now You Know Clips.
You can watch full episodes of Tesla Time News on Mondays and in-depths on Fridays. Just click the link down below to head over to the Now You Know channel.